Before we get off talking Bears, I do want to talk about the Tevin Jenkins situation. He spoke on his contract situation a little bit coming into this season. And I think that his is a very, very interesting situation because there's no question about it in my mind, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing right now that can sway me off of the thought that Teven Jenkins is the best offensive lineman on this team. Teven Jenkins could play left guard. He could play right guard. He could play right tackle. I'm pretty sure if you needed to, he could throw you in there at center and could snap the football. David said, just got hired at Hallis Hall. Hope to see you around, man. Love y'all. I'll be up there tomorrow, my guys. So shout out to you. Love seeing us get a job out here. Okay, get that money, my boy. Shout out David, man. Let me know where the back rooms are. I need some interviews back there. Don't look at me like that, Joel. It wasn't weird. It wasn't weird. We wasn't getting weird.
You can't lead off with that though. That's kind of
you gotta get the interview, bro. Show me where the back rooms.
That's crazy, yo.
You can't because you can't do it. Because they don't like when you do the interviews right in front of everybody. They be like, I don't want to see you. Yeah, I mean, they don't want to give us the players. So you got to be like, so what are your thoughts on the season? Run.
Why is he Naruto running down the hallway?
Why is he Naruto running? Should the Chicago Bears be prioritizing signing Tevin Jenkins? What we heard from Tevin Jenkins is that his team has reached out to the Chicago Bears about a contract. They have heard nothing back, which, by the way, has to be absolutely wild. I see you every day. Like Ryan Poles is not a GM that's just up in the seats and like he's watching from afar. He's on the field talking with the players every day. I see you every day. Answer my agent, dog. that would drive me crazy. Mm-hmm. But they haven't heard back, which means that as of right now, it does not seem that Tevin Jenkins is a priority to the Chicago Bears, re-signing him at this moment. Now, we know that Tevin Jenkins, while a phenomenal talent, has dealt with the injury issues, has dealt with some difficulties staying on the field. Even he talked about that in his press conference today. Should the Chicago Bears prioritize re-signing Tevin Jenkins early in the season? Should they let the season play out?
I think that they should let the season play out. When you talk about the non-exchange between him and basically Paul, it's like when I listen to that, it's basically like you already know what it is. Like basically, you can play. Nobody's saying you can't play. You just got to show me that you're healthy, bro.
Yeah. 100%.
All you have to do is show me that you're healthy, because I don't think it's a talent-based thing, which is why I think that he's gonna let this play out. Because you also got to remember, if they're also trying to shore up the other side of the line with who they're gonna put up, who they're gonna pair with Montez Sweat, he wouldn't be top priority, I would think. But this just comes down to, hey, bro, if you show me that you're healthy long term, you can get your contract. But as of right now, I'm not fooling with it. Like, you're not top priority.
That was my initial thought when we talked earlier. I just said I'd rather him just play through the season, see what he does. If he's there for majority of the season, then you do that. Because outside of like the metrics of like with Jalen Johnson, there's clearly impact of him being an offensive lineman, blocking and all those type of things. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, that's what you're supposed to do practically every play. So it's like, if you do that well and you did your assignments and you could do that all pretty much the season, great. Because otherwise, I don't know, is there a discount price, so to speak? Like, well, we get you now for this amount, but at the end, I don't know what the new going rate is for offensive linemen. Like, now you got receivers that are going from 15, 17 million. Now these jokers are getting 30 million.
You just had McCaffrey go for 19.
Talk. Hey, listen.
So the
running back market not being paid is over.
Pay that man.
Bro,
pay that man.
That man's special. And so, but I don't know with Tevin, like, if the price is, I don't know what his base pay is for who's the last guy that got a big contract from staying with their team versus like a free agent signing. So if he's looking at 10, 12 million, right? Maybe something like that, or 30.
And here's the thing. Tevin makes $1 million. Yeah. You know what I mean? He makes like $2 million with signing.
Yeah.
He's not making crazy money right now.
I see, like Lyric Edwards says, saying shout out to Lyric Edwards, by the way. Sign him now. It'll be more at the end of the season. And that's what the one thing I wonder, like, is there really an escalator that happens if we pay him now, or, okay, you did great. You finally played all 16 or 17 games, and now your contract balloons up to something else.
But see, the thing with that is, though, like, we know he's bound to miss like 4, 5, 6 games.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie to you. 4 or 5 games I can deal with, depending on when they are.
But
depending on when they are, because it's a 17-game season. 4 or 5 games. Nah, I don't want you missing 4 or 5 games. More on the 4 level. If you miss 4 games in the season, you probably just got banged up. Must miss 4 games.
Yeah, but
if you're giving me 13 games a year, it can't be toward the playoffs. But like, you give me 13 games a year, I don't expect everybody to play 17 games.
Yeah,
17 games, a lot of games.
17,
and it's going to 18.
17 games is a lot of games. It's going to 18, but it's like, man, like, I'm gonna give you this money now, and I know you're not right. And again, this has nothing to do with play. He's phenomenal on the field.
Yeah,
like he's great on the field. He's phenomenal on the field.
Phenomenal on the field.
He's great. He really gets after it.
I don't know if you want to do the Trump jokes after the picture that's in the chat about you.
He's gonna impose his will.
You've got 2 Super Bowls.
Nah, but I win.
So
anyway,
what? Who was that? Penei Sewell, the Lions.
Yeah,
he right tackle. He had signed in April a 4-year.
That's not fair though. Him and his brother is eating something different.
A 4-year, $112 million contract. I'm trying to think. David Kessenberry. These are 1 year. Deion Dawkins. He signed a 3-year, $60 million extension. Landon Dickerson is a guard. He signed a 4-year, $84 million contract extension with Philly.
I would think your starting point right now, and here's what's interesting. You can tag Tevin, right? You can tag Tevin. You pay him $22 million. $22 million you set up for the year. Hey, you good. He made $22 million in 4 years.
Now, how much?
He's good.
What
I would think if your tag price is $22 million, your negotiation price probably has to start around what, 16?
He might be up there because we don't know now. Tackle to guard is the different.
No.
That's a different delineation in terms of price, right? A guard to center to left tackle. Left tackle's premier.
Left tackle, you're getting the most money.
So a guard is a little bit of is less there. So looking at, I would base this off of the guy from Philly. That would be Landon Dickerson. 4-year, $84 million contract. So that's probably where he's looking at. If he's highly regarded as one of the best guards in the NFL, if he starts and he's that guy.
And that's the thing. And you also have to take into account money's going up. Landon Dickerson getting 21 right now. Quentin Nelson is getting 20. These are just your left guards right now. Jonah Jackson is getting 17. Ellington Jenkins is getting 17. Elton Jenkins, yeah. Joe Batonio is getting 16. Like,
yeah. So
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's probably a 20.
Tevin's in that Elton Jenkins, Joe Thuney. Yeah. I mean, like, he's in that range of player.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's 20. The price is going up. It's going to be about 20. Well, today's price.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these guys signed their contracts before, right, where Tevin Jenkins is at now. So money's going to be more.
And if you
got to think, if you franchise him, it's 22 for the year. He's the highest paid guard.
He's already going to get paid
in the NFL.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's just what his tag is. But because of that, you have to base your price off of that. Yeah. You're probably starting around the $16 million range. Now, if you're the Bears, maybe you come in at 14, try and get a little lower or something like that.
Ain't no way they're going to lowball.
No, I would just wait.
He's close to 20.
I would just wait.
I think you might lowball him. One, you'd start there because not a polls guy. 2, you drafted Karan Armageddon this season. I got to get his name right in my head.
It's Karan?
Karan. Okay. Who, if you think he's a left tackle, I move Braxton Jones inside the guard because when tackles suck, they usually make decent guards. I can see Braxton being an okay left guard. Or if I love Braxton this season, I put Karan in at left guard. Like, there's options there. Clearly, they're preparing for that scenario that could come into play here. I think that you do start. Now, it doesn't mean you sign him for 14, But I think you do start low and you try to work your way to the middle.
I think that's an insult to him. If it's contemporary, based off,
You got to be healthy though, dog.
I understand.
Like that's the tough part about it.
The point is, if he's healthy right now, the gamble is, hey, you've only played so many games. He decides to bet on himself.
Honestly, though, but that's been Paul's MO since he got here. Again, I said this yesterday. Flus, okay, you're a great DC. Want to stay head coach? I'm gonna get you Montez Sweat. Okay, Justin, you want to stay here? I'm gonna get you DJ Moore. I just need you to make plays. Jalen Johnson, you want to stay here? I need those pick numbers.
Yeah,
he got those pick numbers. He's more than fair. Tevin at this point just got to stay on the field because, believe it or not, if Tevin's healthy for the majority of these games, not only will he get paid, but the Bears are definitely going somewhere.
I think here's the thing, though. It's also about when you miss. To me, it's about when you miss.
I mean, but
Teven Jenkins missed the first 4 games of the season. No coincidence that week 5 we end up getting the win. He comes out, he has a phenomenal week that week. After that, he played week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I want to say 13 was our bye week last year. 14, 15, missed week 16, played 17 and 18. So you're talking about
to get healthy.
So I mean, listen, for me, if you can play to the end of the season,
I'm good with you.
Fine. But I'm good with you. Like he did something last season that got his body right. They got him on the field. I'm good with him.
So if Karan ends up becoming a future lineman like Nate Davis, we don't see him being here for the future. We like Darnell Wright. Bates he's 26 and maybe the future center.
We'll see. I don't know. He might be the future right guard at this point.
And then I don't know.
I'd rather have him at right guard than center, but he might be the right guard this season, boys.
Well, you're just trying to think of like you're saying, like if you tag him for the 1 year. No, well, he's in his year now. You don't have to pay him $20 million this year.
You'd have to pay him $22 million next year.
Yeah, next year.
If you franchise
right. Him. So you're coming into a draft with all your picks. If you end up doing all right, you got that second round pick. By the way, 300 in the chat.
Over 300 in the chat. 300.
I think you have to pay some of your players. Like, we talked about this with Jalen. I don't see who else. We had to see who else is coming up for contract after that. But I think they have a lot of money coming in next year. There's a lot of dead cap that's off the books next year, right?
Yeah.
A lot of so they can absorb that contract. But again, it's based off his health is what the issue is.
And that's my thing. It's not a question of can you pay him. It's a question of should you pay him? Is he going to be healthy enough for you to pay him? And when do you pull the trigger on something like that? That's really the question.
That it is such because the trick bag is he plays the whole season, pretty much gets his money, and the next year.
That's the risk you take.
Yeah.
But see, I think the difference with that is right. I worry about that with play. I don't worry about that with health. I worry about that with play. To me, when you see a player who's like, you got a year to go, Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry had a phenomenal contract season.
He did.
He was 19 points a game, which back then was a lot. 19 points a game, like 11 rebounds or something like that.
Couldn't rebound.
He was still 9, whatever it was.
Like 8 rebounds.
He was close to double digits, but
scoring.
Phenomenal game, block and a half. Again, all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, Eddie Curry can play basketball? This dude sucked for years. They paid him. He had 2 more good seasons. It was over.
Well, he did all right.
No, we traded him to the Knicks. It was done. He basically
balling.
played like a half of your dig on the Knicks. That's what I said. He had 2 more good seasons, then he was done. But I worry about that with when somebody's not living up to play on the court or on the field. Health, it's the NFL. If I'm worried about somebody getting hurt, I'm not paying nobody. You know what I mean? Like if I'm worried about, is this dude going to be injured? Like I get it if it's like, I look at every single season, it's like he's missed 37 games.
Hey, real quick, he averaged 16 points and 5.5 rebounds.
His contract year?
with the Bulls.
Oh, just in total, yeah.
16 points. We gave him too much and barely a block a game.
Yeah. Yeah, it got bad.
He moved up to he had 19.5 points his second year. and then 13. Yeah, you called it right. It was just fun.
It is. Eddie Curry was an interesting player.
But the difference is like football, you can't play around. Like you can't go do a half job in football because you'll get hurt. It's for real. Like you'll injure.
But that's what I was saying. Like when talent all of a sudden rises up, it's like, okay, is this an effort thing? Like, is he motivated because of the cash? Like, is he playing? But you're not going to be healthier because of money.
Right.
Well, he might have also.
You know what I mean? Like your body's not just going to get better because, I got a contract season. Like,
well, I think, you get the money, and typically what you want is that you have the expectations that come with that. Now, I think that he has taken strides where he learned how to take care of his body better. There were things that he did right that he's doing better about himself. So maybe that all that stuff was learning how to be a professional, learning how to do what he had to do to be in the NFL. And hopefully, I mean, he missed 4 games in the beginning of the year. And
missed 4 games in the beginning of the year and pretty much played the rest of the season.
So if not, is it carrying on going into that? So I think I've seen the impact that he's had. He looks a dominant guard on the offensive
I
line.
want him on the right side.
I want him on the right side too.
Him and Darnell was killing dudes last year.
They look amazing.
I just remember DB's just like,
no.
What am I gonna do with that? Like, what am I doing?
Oh wait,
what
Chris just said. He said, I mean, Eddie Jackson. He said Eddie Jackson came down with a mean case of the paychecks.
No, Bojack just got broken up, and the team stopped having a defensive line.
Yeah, he just got.
Yeah, I mean, he was the pick god when the team had a defensive line, and then we were like, we don't really need that.
He missed 5 games last year. He played 12 this year. Last year.
Yeah. So he missed weeks 1 through 4, and then he missed week 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that not crazy to ask?
No, I think
if I'm paying 60, I want 17. But realistically speaking, if I'm paying 16 to 18 million for my left guard, and he misses 4 to 5 games a year, but he's there, right? He was there week 17 and 18. If you're in the playoffs, he probably plays in the playoffs. You also have to take that into account as well. There's a lot of these dudes that if you're in a competitive season, it's probably a different conversation. Keenan Allen said that last year, that he's like, if we were playing for something at the end of last season, I'd have come back. I didn't come back because there was nothing to play for.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. I'm very intrigued to see how the Tevin Jenkins situation ends up working out. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page if you have not done so. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Before we get up out of here, we're about to lose half the audience. We do want to talk